Evan Butts says, just jumped into tech sales, base plus commission, currently living at home. Great parents, don't have to pay rent. Top 3 things to go all in order to help me move out by the end of the year. I'm 20 years old. So he's looking for top 3 things to help him go all in so he can move out by the end of the year.
Got it. Well, I don't know about top 3 things, but I can tell you the top 2 things would be consistent and making a lot of money. That's the beautiful thing about sales is you get to control. And here's what happens with salespeople so that when he experiences it, he'll be like, oh shit, this is happening to me. When a salesperson has their best month ever, it's almost always followed up by their worst month ever. And the reason is they hit an mental upper limit, a psychological upper limit. They're like, oh my God, I had a great month. And then they subconsciously have a shitty month. And then when you average the 2 months, it ends up being the average of what they normally make, right?
Yeah.
And you may have experienced this here in our company, right?
Yeah.
And when it happens, I'm usually the first to tell you, like, hey, you just had a great month. Start chasing your next best month. Start chasing your next best month after that until it becomes a muscle where you're like, I just have to be a record breaker, a record setter, and not, let that mental glass ceiling come where I'm going to hit it and then slide back down and then average it out to whatever. So 1, make an obscene amount of money. When you have your best month, have another best month and another best month and another best month until it becomes a track record where you're just a guy who is always stacking best months. When that happens, take 20% of the money that you're making. Don't spend money frivolously. If you're looking to get out, take 20% of the money you're making and start investing it in things where you're going to get at least 5 to 10% return on investment. Money market accounts, the S&P 500, crypto. I know people shit on crypto, but I've been doing really well on Bitcoin because I've been consistent with it for the last 6-7 years. And when it crashed earlier last year, I knew that the SEC was, I didn't know for a fact, but I knew that it was going to be a legitimate source of income and it was going to be a legitimate source of money. And sooner or later, the SEC has to accept it. And when it does, then retirement funds are going to be given the green light to start investing in Bitcoin, which means, and there's billions of trillions of dollars in retirement funds, which means crypto is going to go up. So sure enough, SEC gave it the green light and Bitcoin has gone up and I've been making millions over the last several months, but that's because I've been consistent with it. Now that 20%, would I tell them to put all of it in Bitcoin? No, that's higher risk. I would say, money market accounts, S&P 500, things that will get them 5 to 10% interest and then make it a habit. He said he's 20 years old? Or 28 years old. So think you do that for 10 years and it's called dollar cost averaging. Every month put in the same consistent dollar amount, no matter how well it does or how bad it does. You do that for 10 years, at 38, he'll be cashing out millions, I promise you.